The Colorless Kingdom. Lynn traced the final ink line on her drawing, a portrait of a crying man. To her, he wasn't just sad. He was a swirling storm of deep, melancholic blues and sorrowful purples. She had always seen the world this way, a symphony of emotional colors invisible to everyone else. That night, as she slept, the pages of her favorite manhua, Azure Blade, began to glow on her shelf. The ink on the pages swirled, lifting off the paper and forming a shimmering, monochrome portal in the center of her room. A hand, drawn in stark black and white, reached out from the portal. It gently grasped her wrist, pulling her from her world into a realm of grayscale. She landed softly in a vast, colorless throne room. Before her stood a young man with silver hair, his expression as blank as the world around him. "You are the outsider," the prince said, his voice flat. "The one who can see what we have lost. Our world, Azure Blade, fades. Our creator has vanished, and with them, all color. We are nothing but forgotten ink on a forgotten page." Lynn looked at him, truly looked, and she saw it. Beneath his cold, gray exterior, a faint flicker of desperate hope glowed a soft, pale yellow. Around his heart, a deep, heavy sadness pulsed in a shade of charcoal gray that was almost black. "You're not colorless," she whispered. "You're just muted." Kale led her through the capital city. The world was a breathtaking ink wash painting, but it was lifeless. The citizens moved like ghosts, their faces blank slates. "Our emotions have faded with the colors," he explained. "We remember joy, but we cannot feel it. We know anger, but cannot express it." In the marketplace, a child dropped their only toy, a carved wooden bird. The child didn't cry, merely stared at the broken toy with empty eyes. Lynn knelt down, feeling a pang of sympathy. As she did, a vibrant, sad blue bloomed from her chest, splashing onto the child. For a fleeting moment, the child's cheeks gained a rosy hue. A single, crystalline tear, shimmering with blue light, rolled down their face. The color faded as quickly as it appeared, but the change was undeniable. Kale stared, his gray eyes wide with a forgotten emotion, shock. "Your emotions, they can paint our world," Kale realized. "You are our only hope." The creator's studio is at the peak of Mount Brushstroke, beyond the fading forest. It is said their final panel remains there. Perhaps it holds the key. Their journey began. The fading forest was a dangerous place where the world's ink was unstable. Trees would blur into smudges, and the ground would sometimes vanish into the white of the page. Lynn had to focus, using her own feelings of determination, a bright, steady orange, to solidify the path ahead. They were attacked by a shade, a creature born from the creator's discarded, angry sketches. It was a maelstrom of violent, black ink. Kale drew his sword, a grayscale blade, and fought bravely, but the creature was formless and couldn't be cut. "It's made of rage," Lynn shouted. She closed her eyes, pushing past her fear and focusing on a feeling of pure, unadulterated calm. A wave of tranquil cerulean blue washed over the clearing, not attacking the shade, but soothing it. The violent black ink of the shade softened, its monstrous form coalescing into the image of a frustrated artist crumpling up a piece of paper. The sketch figure gave them a sad look before dissolving into a harmless puddle of ink. As they climbed Mount Brushstroke, Kale began to change. Seeing Lynn's vibrant emotions started to rekindle his own. When she nearly slipped, his fear for her manifested as a flash of sharp, protective red in his eyes. He caught her, his grip firm. "I felt that," he said, his voice laced with wonder. "Fear," Lynn smiled. A warm, genuine smile that painted the cold mountain air with strokes of sunny yellow and soft pink. For the first time, a faint blush of color appeared on Kale's own cheeks. They finally reached the summit. The creator's studio was a simple pagoda, empty except for a single easel in the center. On it rested a large, completely blank panel. This was the final page of Azure Blade, the one the creator never drew. "It's empty," Kale said, the hope draining from his face, turning his aura a dull gray once more. They truly abandoned us. The story is over. No, Lynn said, walking towards the easel. A story isn't over until the last page is turned, and a blank page isn't an ending. It's an invitation. She looked at Kale, her heart swelling with a mix of compassion, hope, and something more, a brilliant, loving magenta. She placed her hand on the blank panel, all the emotion she had felt on their journey, the sympathy, the determination, the fear, the calm, the joy, the love, poured from her. Colors exploded from her touch, flooding the canvas and spilling out into the world. The sky above the kingdom erupted into a sunrise of 1,000 hues. Color washed over the land, painting the trees green, the rivers blue, and the citizens' faces with the blush of life. Kale looked at his own hands, now rendered in full, vibrant color, and then at Lynn, the girl who was a living rainbow. The story wasn't over. A new artist had just picked up the brush,